Hey, I'm Chris Ralph, the professional prospector. I'm coming to you today from the Nevada desert, and I'm out back on the gold again. And for the guys and gals that watch my channel, you know that I was in a horrible automobile accident in mid-March. And my wife and I guess a guy was going the other direction on a roadway, and he lost control of his steering and veered head-on into my pickup truck, and it was really something terrible. My back's been bothering me ever since, but I'm finally back out at the mine. So I apologize for the wind noise, and as loud as that wind noise was in the part you just listened to, it actually gets a lot worse right after I cut it off. So I'm going to basically tell you what I was saying when I was out there in the field, here in the office, and that way you'll be able to hear and understand me. And then we'll actually rejoin me a little bit later, because actually after it was really bad for a while, then it got pretty good. It actually was better than the part you just listened to. So when it gets better, we'll rejoin. But for now, let me explain to you what I was saying. What I was going to say is that this is not a district that's really known for producing placer gold. Most of what it was known for was for hard rock. It was a rich, pockety, hard rock kind of gold that there were no big mines or big mining companies. It was mostly a lot of small miners, small scale operators just chasing around pockets. And hey, that kind of stuff is good for people who are doing metal detector work, because that kind of high grade stuff is stuff that'll often respond to a metal detector. Now, no one ever gets it all. I've been to this same spot before. You know, the old time miners, they didn't get every bit of gold. The times when I was in the area before, I didn't get all the gold. And, you know, I'm sure that if I went back out there again, there would be some gold that I missed. But we tried some new areas. There's still areas that I need to try. A lot of the gold is very mossy and it's not very pretty. And so, you know, it's not something beautiful that makes nice, beautiful nuggets. The detecting that's in that area is mostly mining dumps and hillsides. You're looking for areas where the gold has shed down the side of the hill. There's veins up high, and as the veins erode out of the rock, it sheds down the side of the hill. And so the hillsides, actually some of the hillsides there were dry washed by the old time miners. They didn't just mine into the veins. There were some areas where the old time miners just got in there, and the gravels that were on the thin gravels on the slope of the hill, they got in there and dry washed those. So, you know, there is some free gold, there's no doubt about it. Now, this was the first time I'd been out in a while, and one of the things I wanted to mention and talk about when I was back on the gold, I made sure that I slept comfortably. When you're out camping and working hard during the day, climbing up hills, metal detecting and that kind of stuff, you know, it can be a lot of you know, difficult work. And I was hiking around, and my back was bothering me because I still hurt some from my accident. And I wanted to make an emphasis that when you get out to do that kind of stuff, you know, don't just sleep on the ground or something. I had a nice cot with a nice foam mattress underneath the cot, and then my sleeping bag and all the stuff I needed to stay warm. And so, and I got food just so I could eat well, and plenty of liquid to drink, because it's easy to get super dehydrated out there in the dry deserts. And, you know, it's important to keep that going, because that keeps you motivated and able to work the next day. You want to wake up the next morning and have a giant crick in your back and crick in your neck and feel crummy and not have anything to eat. That's just not a good prescription for success when you're out prospecting. But what I'm hunting is mostly little bits and pieces in the old mine dumps. One of the things about old mine dumps is the miners, like I say, this little mining district, they didn't have a mill. They had to ship their ore for long distances to a place where the rock could be crushed and the gold extracted. And because it was expensive to ship all that rock, they only wanted to take the best stuff, and so they sorted it and shipped the best stuff. Well, sometimes they missed some of the good stuff. Sometimes some of the good stuff went out on the dumps. They didn't intend it to be that way, but that's how it works sometimes. You just don't get it all. So the old timers would sort their ore, and the stuff that was waste, that went out on the dumps outside of their little mines and prospect pits. There's little quartz veins all through here, all through the rock here, and some of it's got gold. And so I'm out here checking the old dumps and thought I'd bring you along with me so you could enjoy some of the experience and get out into the Nevada desert to really have a good time and find some gold. Well, hey, it's the next day, and I was going to show you me digging some targets, but I gotta say, generally speaking, almost every target is trash. I've gotten a few pieces of gold, and I'll show you that here in a second. But this is a pretty trashy area, and having a metal detector with good discrimination is helpful. It gives you a chance to maybe dig a few less trash targets. Whenever you're detecting, unless the detector is really certain whether it's iron or whether it's conductive target like gold or brass or silver or copper, you got to dig them until the detector is pretty much absolutely certain what it is. And so you end up fiddling with targets, and pretty soon it'll resolve to one or the other. And I've gotten a lot of bullets, and up in the mine dumps, a lot of blasting cap fragments, and I'll show you some of those in a second. Blasting cap fragments are kind of the way things are when you're going through old mine dumps. They're metal, they're conductive, they show up as good targets, they don't discriminate anything different than gold. So, it's important to dig them all. Now, this is my first trip out. I've been not at 100%, but hey, I'm out here, I got some gold, and it's great to be able to do that. And so I think it's a big step forward in getting back to normal. I hope you guys all get out. It's actually a decent day today. I don't know if you can hear any wind. There's a little bit of breeze here, but just about right so that it's comfortable. But anyway, I've gotten some gold, and it's been a good trip, and I'll be back and doing this more and getting more in the swing of things, and I'll have you guys with me, and I'll show you me digging some targets, although, getting the detector to beep, resolving it to either iron or not iron, and then using a spoon to sort through, the gravel from the target, and then finally seeing the target and seeing what it is. It's fun. It's basically what the deal with metal detecting boils down to be. But it's nice to be out in the Nevada desert and doing this stuff again. And so, thanks for coming along and taking a look at this little effort. I know it's been a short video, but it's just me getting back into the swing of things and doing more videos. There's lots more videos to come. Got a lot of plans, and encourage you to stick around and see what I've got coming for this summer.
So here is the gold that I actually found. You can see that it's 3 little bits that weigh in total a little more than 1/3 of a gram, which is nothing really very spectacular, but again, it's the first gold I've gotten from 2021. So I was pleased with these 3 little pieces, both of which, or all 3 of which, came off of one of the little mining dumps up there. In addition to the 3 little nuggets, I also got this, a big chunk, a fist-sized chunk of quartz. Now, I've looked very carefully over this piece of quartz, and there's not a single speck of gold that's visible on the outside. But the metal detector says that there's a conductive target on the inside. And it's pretty sure that it's good conductive target, which doesn't surprise me. I've had pieces like this that I've found before, where you have a piece of quartz from a vein that doesn't show any gold on the outside at all, but when you break this up, there will be a little bit of gold on the inside. So maybe given the third of a gram that I showed you in the last image, plus what I'll probably get when I crush this, I'll maybe total a little over half a gram. Again, nothing to write home about, but I'm really pleased that I was able to get out, hike over the hills, and get some gold. It was good to get back into the swing of things.
Now, if you've enjoyed my video and you want to learn more about prospecting for gold, well, I wrote a book about how to find gold, and it's called Fistful of Gold, because that's what I want you to go out and find, is fistful of gold for yourself. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my book right now. So let me tell you a little bit more about my book. It's called Fistful of Gold, and I wrote it because I want you to be able to go out and find for yourself fistful of gold. And you can see that it's an encyclopedia with all kinds of information, pictures, and that sort of thing. It's not in color, but color would have cost me a lot more to have printed, and so the book would have cost a lot more. It's for sale on Amazon, and you can pick it up. I'll put a link in the description below. I also serve as the editor for a prospecting magazine. It's ICMJ's Prospecting and Mining Journal. And honestly, you should check that out. We got stories and information, legal stuff, everything you know to increase your skills as a prospector. I write articles in this every month, and a lot of other very experienced prospectors contribute to the magazine as well. So check the magazine out. Also, I have a website, and the website is at NevadaOutbackGems.com. I'll put a link for it in the description below, but there's gobs of information there that you will find useful in your prospecting efforts. Finally, I want to say that I really appreciate your comments and thoughts, and even positive criticism. Don't come on there and just toss out insults, because I'll just delete your comments. But if you've got helpful things to say and questions to ask, do write and put those in the comments, because I answer my comments to people, and you'll hear from me in responding to you. So if you've enjoyed this video and you like what you see and you're interested in finding out more, well then sign up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so they'll let you know when I post new videos. And like it and share it if again you see stuff that you really are excited about. And I'll be coming out with lots more new videos, and so we'll see you again real soon.